Hello, everyone. Welcome to my channel, Zen Within Yoga with Michelle. Today, I'm here to take you through a standing yoga practice focused for beginners. So, we will be going through the foundation basics of a few standing poses. So, our first pose will be mountain pose. So, coming up to the top of your mat and having your feet about hip width distance apart, toes facing forward. Arms resting to the sides of your body with the palms of your hands facing forward. We want to bring some activation, some energy into the hands and fingers. So think of spreading those fingers away from one another. And then noticing your stance here in the weight of your body through your feet. So we want to be focused on being both through the heel and the ball of the foot and not gripping through the toes. So I always like to lift and spread all 10 toes, and you can kind of look down at your toes, and then slowly lowering the toes back down as you feel yourself pressing through the ball and the heel of your foot. And then keeping the toes spread nice and wide, doing your best not to grip the toes. And then activating the legs. So fire up your quads, the glutes. Think of kind of zippering up the inner line of your legs together. And then tucking your tailbone, knitting in the ribs. So that means instead of having the rib cage kind of flared out, you want to hug those ribs in towards one another. And then the shoulders are rolled back and down, shoulder blades down towards the back of your ribs. Chest is nice and open. And then the chin and head are in a neutral position, so not protruding forward or not too far back. And just feeling yourself rooted and grounded here. This is an active pose, so you should feel some energy through your legs. And breathing in and out through your nose. We're just going to take a few more breaths here. One more breath. And bringing the hands to the hips, we're going to step that right leg back, coming to the long edge of your mat to just widen your legs. And from here, we're going to transition into Warrior Two. But I always just like to start this way for beginners. It gives you a really good idea on the alignment of your feet in Warrior Two. So with your feet or your legs nice and wide. And now you're just going to pivot that left foot so toes are facing forward towards the top of your mat. Bend into that left knee. Now, I always have to wiggle that foot out a little bit more. So you want to make sure that that knee is aligned over the ankle. Good. And your hips are facing forward. Upper body is facing forward. So everything towards the long edge of the mat. And then we're going to extend our arms out to the side. Arms are nice and active, pressing the shoulders down. And then we turn our head towards that extended front arm. So the left hand, we're looking over the middle finger. Pausing here, see if you can bend a little bit more into that front knee. And you're pressing through the outer edge of that back foot, so that right foot, and firing up again. The quads, the legs are always active in our standing poses. Breathing in and out through the nose. Taking one more breath in Warrior Two. Good. And now coming into reversed Warrior Two, you're going to drop that right hand, bringing it to the back of that right thigh. Flip the palm of that left hand, and then we're going to reach that left arm up and over. Still bending into that front knee. You may find that the knee kind of wants to lift up a little bit, or that quad might start firing up and you feel it kind of shaky. That's good. We want to bend into that a little bit more. And now coming back to your warrior two arms. Good. And now we're going to straighten that left leg and make our way into triangle pose. So triangle pose, our feet are the same as in warrior two. We just straighten that front leg. And now we're going to reach the arms forward. So really reaching through that left arm, and your right hip gets sent back. And then you're going to lower that left hand either to the shin, or maybe it comes to the inside of that left leg, or maybe fingertips to the mat, depending on your flexibility. And then that right arm is going to come all the way up. And you can either look down, look straight ahead, or look up, whatever feels best for you and your neck. Oh, hi, Gracie. Gracie is joining us here. Taking one more breath here. And now we're going to engage our core, use our core to bring ourselves back up. And then we're going to reverse our triangle pose. So you're going to lower that right hand down, flip the palm, and reach that left arm up and back. One more breath here. And inhale, come back up. Perfect. Both hands are going to come back to the hips. We're going to turn that left foot back forward. And now coming into a wide-legged stance. So you might realign your feet so they are aligned with each other. Take an inhale, lengthen up nice and tall. And then exhale, hinging from the hips, bringing the upper body forward. Bring your hands to your mat in front of you. And then lower the upper body. Good. And now you can have your toes in just a bit and your heels out a little bit in this wide-legged stance. Pressing through the outer edges of the feet, lifting up the inner arches. And maybe your knees are bent. If the hamstrings are really tight, that's okay. Eventually getting to a place where the legs can be straight, but always just meeting your body where it's at. Good. You can bend through the elbows if the palms are to the floor. Give a little bit more room for the length of the spine. And taking one more breath here. You're going to come into a flat back. Bend your knees and then pressing yourself all the way up. Another way you can do this, if this is a little too strenuous, is you can bring your hands to the thighs or back to your hips to support bringing the upper body back up. Very good. And then we're going to do the same on the other side. So our same standing poses. So we're going to come into warrior two. So now we're going to turn that right foot so the toes are facing the back of a mat. Extending the arms out. Good. Bending into that right knee. Coming into all those little foundational basics, grounding down through the outer edge of that left foot, bending deeply into that right knee, reaching the arms out, nice and active. Hold here, breathing in and out through the nose. Maybe looking over the right hand through that middle finger. And now coming into your reverse warrior, you're going to drop that left hand back behind the thigh, flip your right palm facing up, and then reach that right arm up and back. Keep bending into that right knee. Coming back up to your warrior two arms, straightening that right leg. Making our way into triangle pose. You're going to reach that right arm forward, send that left hip back, and then lowering that right hand either to the shin or the inside of the shin or to the floor. Lifting that left arm up. Engaging the legs. Legs are nice and strong here. One more breath. And now engaging the core, bringing the upper body back up. And then we'll make our way into our reverse triangle, dropping that left hand down, flip that right palm and reach that hand up and back. And bringing the upper body back up. Very nice. Both hands to the hips. Pivot that right foot forward. We're going to come into our wide-legged forward fold once again. So take an inhale, lengthen. Exhale, folding forward. Bringing the fingertips to your mat or to the floor. And just taking 3 breaths here. Maybe your hands don't come all the way to the floor, and that is perfectly fine. Just let the upper body be like a little rag doll here. One more breath. Let's take a cleansing breath. Inhale through the nose, fill up your whole body. And take a big open mouth exhale. Coming into a flat back, bringing the upper body all the way back up, hands to the hips. We're going to make our way back into mountain pose. So we're first going to pivot that left foot forward and then just stepping that right foot up and making your way back into your mountain pose, pausing here. Take a big breath in and a big breath out. And now reaching the arms all the way up. Palms of the hands come together, bringing the hands down to the heart. Taking a cleansing breath. Inhale through the nose, fill up your body. Open mouth, exhale. Thank you so much for taking this time for you to learn some foundational basics of our yoga asanas. I hope this practice served you well. If you enjoyed it, give it a like, and I'd love to hear from you. Thanks again. Hope to practice with you again soon.